This is the differentiated PSHE pathway for use alongside the Cre8tive Spiral Core Thematic curriculum, but created specifically for students who speak EAL or who have SEND, with the main underlying focus of this curriculum being to provide students with the language for learning that they need in order to unlock the statutory PSHE content. This pathway has been designed for use in both mainstream and special schools and for delivery to whole classes, small groups, and when working one-to-one with students. And it provides teachers, students and support staff with lots of flexibility, both in terms of how the learning is delivered and how students demonstrate their understanding. There's lots of options all the way through the programme, ensuring that students have that real sense of autonomy and independence and ultimately enjoyment. Underpinning the programme as well is a real focus on developing students' academic language skills, their emotional literacy, whilst providing language for learning in order to meet the core PSHE objectives. And we know that it's so important in order for students to participate meaningfully in lessons, particularly in the crucial discussion and debate elements that PSHE brings. We really need students to have that grasp of the language, that understanding of the key concepts, and to be able to participate in a way that they can be confident and engage well with the material. So within the package there are 6 units, and for each of the 6 units there are either 7 or 8 one-hour lesson PowerPoints, so 43 in total. For each unit there is a student workbook where the activities mirror those on the lesson PowerPoints. Each lesson comes with a set of vocabulary flashcards for students to pre-learn during their homework, or perhaps in some of the kind of one-to-one or additional intervention time that they might have. Students will have a homework booklet for each unit, and there is also a challenge project for each unit as well for those students who may be going above and beyond the learning objectives and need that little extra push. There is also the option of lesson recordings for students who may need to leave the classroom or who may be catching up or working with another member of staff. So there's lots of options there to make it really flexible for teachers. This is an example of how the lesson PowerPoints are set out. So as you can see, really clear, really autism friendly, using communication in print to reduce the amount of reading that students are needing to do, or reduce the reliance on the words if that vocabulary is unfamiliar to students. There's always an opportunity for an extra challenge. And also, if you have got a group of students who are a little bit higher ability, you can always remove some of the scaffolding that's in place there. So it's easier to remove scaffolding rather than add it in. The student workbook mirrors the PowerPoint, as you can see exactly, and giving space for students to be able to record their answers, again reducing the need for writing if that is appropriate for your students. So there's always an option there for students to either discuss, to explain, to draw, or in the starter activity where we want to ease students into the lesson, there's that option to circle. So again, you can remove or reduce some of the scaffolding if that's appropriate, and obviously gear students, if they're more able, towards the extra challenge. For the challenge project, there is a project overview. So there's one overarching task for each challenge project, and then that is broken down lesson by lesson for students to complete a small part each week, building up to this overall project completion. The homework booklet provides students with the opportunity to reflect on the learning from that week, to have a space to think about any questions that they might have or any concepts that they might perhaps not quite understood and they need a bit of extra support with, but also asks students to pre-learn and to consolidate learning of the vocabulary for the lesson that they've just done, and also the lesson coming up next week. So within the homework booklet there are both tasks and copies of the vocabulary flashcards. And the vocabulary flashcards have been put into a booklet so that they are super easy for teachers to just print out and laminate and cut up for use as lesson starters, for consolidation activities, or for use with any of the keyword games that I've also included within this package to support you with delivery of this language for learning. So if you want to take a little look, lesson 1 for both the puberty and managing change units are available on YouTube. if you would like to have a look there and see what the audio video version of the lesson looks like.